Park is shifting race times for later tonight. Because of the heat, the first race today has been pushed to 6:30 tonight. They say if the heat remains high, they'll delay until temps go down again, but they don't think they'll need to cancel racing altogether tonight. Here in Minneapolis, Rectangle Pizza, just outside of Uptown, it shut down yesterday because it was too hot in the kitchen. No word on if they'll reopen today or if they'll have shifted hours. So a lot of planning ahead happening, making sure people who have to be outside are safe. If you have to be outside today, make sure you're getting to a cool place. There are a lot of cooling centers or public places where you can go if you don't have AC or just want to chill out somewhere a little cooler. We have a full list of those places on our website, KARE11.com. Jason, Alicia.
All right, Cece, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to see places like Rectangle Pizza closing their doors to help their employees stay cool, because I worked in a pizza joint. It gets so hot in the kitchen.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Good move by them. All right, Cece, thank you. And no matter the weather, the KARE 11 weather app is a great tool to have no matter where you are. On the app, you'll get personalized forecasts and live radar. You can find it for free wherever you download your apps, or you can pull out your phone and scan that QR code on your screen right now.
And take a look at this. We are just over 24 hours from the gates opening at the Minnesota State Fair. And Eva's been out of the fairgrounds as vendors are finishing setting up before so many people roll in. Thousands of people, Eva.
Yes, that's right, Alicia. It is icky sticky right now, but you know what? They're going to have to deal with that when they set up. We are exactly 25 hours away from the gates behind me opening, and I know for certain that at least one woman will be in line long before that. I spoke with a woman earlier this week who's going to be spending the night standing in line. You'll hear from her in about 10 minutes. But if you're not the type to camp out, you're still going to want to get here early, of course, or maybe even later in the afternoon when the heat is not going to be at its peak, because it still will be quite hot. We also know that this year there is going to be amped up security when you walk through the gates. Be prepared to go through a metal detector and have your bag checked. This year, according to the State Fair police chief, he's not going to put up with any nonsense. They're adding more police from several different agencies and have more security cameras set up. Let's talk tickets. If you get them at the gate, they'll be $18, but you can save $3 if you order them ahead of time. They're $15 online. Another tip, skip the stress of trying to find parking and hop on Metro Transit's hassle-free rides for $5 or $6. There are only 4 express bus service locations though: Blaine, Minnetonka, Bloomington, and Cottage Grove. Now, we will be at the gates dark and early tomorrow morning, so if you are first in line, we will likely see you. We'll be going live starting at 5 a.m. Guys, back to you.
All right, Eva. I like your line, icky sticky versus soupy. I'm going to start using that. Thank
Oh,
you.
it is. It's just, yep.
All right, Eva, thank you. In 3.5 hours, a Sandstone man arrested in connection with cars stolen from local dealerships will make his first court appearance. According to the criminal complaint, 33-year-old Brian Barragar was seen on surveillance video stealing a car from Maury's in Golden Valley last week and Chevrolet of Wayzata just a few hours after that. Barragar has more than a dozen past felony convictions. The complaint says he was already in jail on an unrelated matter when they discovered his alleged involvement.
In the last 12 hours, a Gallup poll finds fewer Americans view Minneapolis as a safe city. Out of the approximately 1,000 people surveyed, 58% said they thought the city was safe. That's down from 72%. 3/4 of Democrats thought the city was safe, compared to 41% of Republicans. Violent crime jumped in 2020 and 2021, but it's been declining over the past year. Minneapolis police say both homicides and shootings are down about 30% this year compared to last.
Developing this morning, the U of M is investigating the extent of a data breach that a hacker claims to have carried out last month. Here's what we know so far.
I'm Lou Raguse. The U of M has hired an outside firm to help investigate a data breach. Last month, a hacker claimed to steal 7 million unique Social Security numbers from a server with data as old as 1989. The U hasn't confirmed many details, only to say the affected data is from 2021 and earlier. A cybersecurity expert recommends anyone potentially affected to put a freeze on their credit reports to prevent new credit being opened in their name if this data is sold.
6:08 is your time. We'll plan to boost rideshare driver pay and protections in Minneapolis gets shot down. About 12 hours ago, Mayor Jacob Frey vetoed the ordinance. The decision comes after Uber and Lyft threatened to end service in the city if the mayor approved it. Drivers say this morning they feel betrayed by this decision, but Mayor Frey says he vetoed it in part because of questions on the future of rideshare in the city.
Complex issues, they require necessary work and attention, and I think more work and attention needs to be paid before we pass something and I sign it.
Frey also announced a different agreement with Uber that guarantees drivers $15 minimum wage and a $5 trip minimum regardless of length. Some city council members say this deal isn't strong enough, but next month the council could override the mayor's veto. They would need 9 votes, which is 2 more votes than they got the first time.
We are getting in a live picture from Milwaukee right now at 6:09, just hours ahead of the first 2024 Republican presidential primary debate. The 8 candidates who have qualified for the event are on your screen right now. And if you take a close look at this graphic, there's a major person missing. We're talking about frontrunner and former President Donald Trump. He says he'll run a pre-taped interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson at the same time. He will not be participating in the debate. Trump is also expected to turn himself into Fulton County authorities tomorrow on charges he tried to overturn the election in Georgia. While we're dealing with extreme heat, about 2.5 hours north, people in Duluth, they're waking up to 60 degrees. People are wearing hats, people are wearing jackets out there. A much different world here in the Twin Cities, John. Kind of wish I was in Duluth right now.
Yeah, one of the very few times. I mean, unless you love winter, and I lived there for many years, and I did love 2013, 140 inches of snow or whatever. But good for you, Duluth, you beat us today. All right, so getting out there right now, we are a brutally muggy morning. And you look at Minneapolis, it almost just looks hazy from all of that high moisture out there. Not quite as hot today, still hot, obviously. And then we get that cooler start for the fair, if you want to call it that, on Thursday. Now, we still have that excessive heat warning that is in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. I think it's going to start shifting a little bit more than the actual warning is in place. So, yes, it goes up to, say, Mille Lacs. It'll probably be more like Blaine, where we're dealing with that extreme heat. And you can already see that. You see the boundary right there? It's not that hard to find. You can see it's just south of St. Cloud. And if you're really going to the Twin Cities, you can see it. Cambridge at 66. Blaine to the Twin Cities, it feels like 90 degrees as you are waking up. Here's what today looks like. You see the temperature wants to get right at 96. We're going 98. I think the Twin Cities is going to be divided today. And then you see that heat index at around 105. Yesterday we hit 114, the highest heat index in the past 4 years. 98 in the Twin Cities. There's that Duluth just laughing at us here at 70. 101 in Rochester as this all starts to pivot southeast. So you can see Brainerd never really got into this heat at 88. Twin Cities today 106. Let's go to Thursday. More of a normal day here, normal hot day, but this will not feel hot on Thursday. We'll have temperatures feeling like 90 to 92. We'll see temperatures coast down to the weekend. If you've got plans to go to the fair, it is going to be a gorgeous weekend ahead.